Today on the RacerX Motocross Show on AllySports.com, look, actual sunshine on a Friday at a Lucas Oil A May Pro Motocross Championship event. We will not be talking about a mud race. We will not be talking about potential cancellations or postponements. We'll be talking about racing, and we're going to bring in the double trouble of Tommy Hahn and Will Hahn to help break down our 250 and 450 classes. So keep on watching here at AllySports.com. All right, folks, welcome to another episode of the RacerX Motocross Show on AllySports.com. The beautiful Washougal Motocross Park greets you and us, Jason Wygant and Paul Lindsay, for your coverage of Round 8 of the Lucas Oil AMA Pro Motocross Championship. Finally, a Friday without rain. Finally, a Friday without mud. A track that doesn't have a whole bunch of sand laid down on it to absorb all that rain. Basically, totally different conditions here at Washougal than we've seen in the last couple of weeks.
And it's nice and cool for once as well. It's been a very hot summer, as we all know. So, and this track is going to be a completely different track than we've seen all year, too. Lots of freight trains at this track, very fast pace, totally different, very slick, as we talked about earlier, too. Should be some great race action.
All right, so the riders, everything they've learned the last couple of weeks, throw that away. It'll be totally different here. And we talked to some of the riders about that. One of the riders who has had some ups and downs this year is hoping that the different track conditions will maybe turn it around for him. Let's talk to Moto Concepts Yamaha's Tommy Hahn.
Last week, I got a good start in the first moto. I moved my way forward, got up into 6th place, and crashed, lost the front wheel. You know, just riding my dirt bike, and lost the front wheel, and I kicked my bike there for a while and got super hot. And I thought once I got going again, I'd cool off and kind of recuperate and recover a little bit, and I never did. And I had to come in, and I was about to pass out in the mechanics area, so I threw my helmet off, and they started dumping water on me. Second moto, came back, and got up into 6th again. Ran 6th for a lot of the race, and kind of got hot again and faded back to 8th. I've never really gone backwards in a moto before, and it was kind of discouraging, but it was a tough weekend for sure. I think the first moto took a lot out of me, and I still feel a little bit under the weather, honestly. So rode this morning here at the track, and it was really good, but I just felt a little sluggish. I'm quite recovered for the week from last weekend, but not going to stop me from going out there and giving it my all. There's nothing really to talk about. I've had an up and down season just like every other season I've had. And, I will say though, this season I've learned more than I think I ever have, you know, in a season before. It's been difficult. I've been fighting a lot of things, you know, things been going against me, and I've been fighting that, and most of the time it's been coming out on the good end, but you know, there's this DNFs that I really hate, and it's just wearing on me. But we got 5 races left, you know, counting Washougal, and the only thing I can do is keep trying and keep doing my work, because I know my speed and my fitness and everything is great. So I'm doing everything right. I just need to put myself in better positions on the track and capitalize on other people's mistakes instead of making my own.
Okay, so that's Tommy talking about the ups and downs of his season. But when you talk about ups and downs this season, we have maybe never seen anything like what happened to Chad Reed last week at Millville at Spring Creek. Almost 2 million hits now, the clip on YouTube. And we had lots of time to think about it as it was happening, including him. Just one of the wildest crashes ever, and he's lives to tell about it.
Well, the Chad Reed legend continues to grow. We all knew he was a stud. Lars said it earlier this season. Chad's a bad dude.
Yeah.
Unbelievable to get up after that crash and come back to 14th place. And I guess my boy Ping stole my my analogy of the Jason Upshaw crash way back at the LA Coliseum. I think 20, 30 years from now, we're still going to be talking about that Chad Reed crash. It was just unbelievable. You just couldn't believe what you were seeing when it was happening.
Yeah, that clip's going to be around for a long time, well beyond this series. But Reed's got some company, of course, to deal with the Ryans. So we know last week it was Ryan Dungey's home track. He wins there a lot. He won there again. This weekend, hey, we're coming to Ryan Villapoto's home track, but here's the strange part. This is a track where Dungey's had a lot of success, and Villopoto has not had any. What's up with that?
Unbelievable. We talked about this off camera. I don't know if it's the hometown thing that gets to him. Some riders thrive off that hometown energy, use it to their advantage. Some riders buckle under it. I never personally liked it.
I would rather race away.
I guess, you use it, but it just can be overwhelming with the amount of pit passes, requests, that kind of things, friends, family here. There's a lot of pressure to do well, and you put a lot of pressure on yourself. I'm not saying that's what happened to Ryan. I'd like to think he's just had 4 bad years here. This track definitely suits his style. He's a throttle mercenary, likes to hang it out. He's certainly due for a 1-1 romp, so maybe he'll get his first win here at the hometown race tomorrow. We never know.
Yeah, I've been waiting and waiting for that Villopoto dominance that we expected all year outdoors. Right now, these guys have basically battled each other to a standstill. 7 points between the top 3 in the series. The 250 class, same thing. We got 3 riders battling it out. We're waiting to see who can break through. We're going to give you a double Hahn feature this weekend with one of the riders who would love to get up on the podium and break up that Kawasaki sweep. Let's talk to Will Hahn.
No complaints. Pulled big hole shot at Redbud. It felt nice. I just wasn't ready. Wasn't quite ready for their speed at the beginning to be able to push it that intensity. At the end of the moto, I feel fine. I'm not getting tired. I just don't have that intensity. But it's coming slowly. I'm just ready for a dry practice. I came back and the first few races back has been sloppy, been muddy, been hectic, and I wasn't ready for that, to be honest. And it's beautiful here. Looks like the weather's gonna be great. The track looks good. I'm ready to mix it up with them. I'm ready to bring my intensity up. I've been working hard on these brakes, and I'm ready. I'm gonna be honest again and say that it's been since 2008 since I've raced here, so it's been a while. So I don't really remember. It's a little slick. You got to be patient. Find some good lines. Line selection's good, and I think the start means a lot here.
Okay, so that's Wilbur. He would like a little bit of a breakthrough. We may have someone else on deck that could do it this weekend. In the 450s last week, we saw Trey Kennard come back, immediately put it on the podium. Is there someone in the 250 class that can do that this weekend?
Well, we've been looking for somebody that can crack into that stranglehold, the Monster Energy Pro Circuit top 3. Marvin Musquin looked to be heading towards that early in the season at Texas when he finally got a good start. He's back. I think this track will suit him. I think DC said it best. This is like a lot of tracks in France. Very fast, very hard. He's never raced here, so we'll see. But I think look for Marvin up front like we've been hoping he would be all year before the injury.
Yeah, that is way overdue. Good to see him back. Let's talk about that Pro Circuit team a little bit. First, Blake Baggett said he got to ride a little bit this week, which was better than last week, but he's still not where he wants to be. He's looking forward to the couple weekends off. So let's just shift it to the other 2 guys. And you're talking about a role reversal. Dean Wilson, Tyler Rattray. It's like they've switched what you would expect to see out of each of them.
Well, Dean Wilson goes on a 1-1 romp at Pala last year, comes in, arguably everybody thinks he's the favorite. Tyler Rattray is just that smooth, consistent, steady guy. All of a sudden, Tyler Rattray has 3 wins, Dean Wilson has none, but Dean Wilson's leading the points. It doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah.
Also, last week at Millville, one of arguably the gnarliest tracks of the year, Tyler Rattray, both motos, fastest lap time. So I think Tyler Rattray probably knew this all along, but he's a bona fide stud right now in that 250 class. He's the guy with the momentum right now for sure.
Yeah, all year long you were thinking that Rattray would be Mr. Consistent, but maybe wouldn't get the wins. Instead, he's gotten the wins, but hasn't been consistent enough to hold the points lead. Wilson has been the consistent guy.
With 0 wins.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Exactly. But at the end of the year, the championship check cashes the same way.
That's
so
right.
if you're Dean, keep it up. So that'll be interesting to see if Baggett can bounce back, if Wilson can finally get a win, maybe Marvin Musquin or someone can get in there. Should be exciting, and we have the best coverage in the history of this series for you to watch it with. Every single moto will be live tomorrow. Of course, the first moto's live on Fuel. That is at 4 o'clock Eastern, 1 o'clock local time. 2 straight hours. We'll take an hour break and then come back with our second motos live on Speed Saturday night. We've never had 4 straight hours of live motocross coverage on domestic television, so don't miss it. Even if the championship wasn't as close as it is, it'd be worth watching, but we're in, obviously, for a season like we've never really witnessed ever before.
Well, obviously, live TV is the next best thing to being here, but 5 rounds to go. The Supercross, the greatest Supercross season ever, just rolled right into outdoors. You've got 6 guys, 3 in each class. They can lay claim to this thing legitimately. I wouldn't be surprised by any of the 3 in either class. It's going to be a great 5-round push to the end here.
Yeah, I think that says it all. All 6 riders are so legit as their title contenders that if any of them wins, we would not be surprised. We don't know who's going to win the championship at the end of this year. We have no clue. So watch it on TV, and of course, tune back to us on Sunday morning for your post show right here on LISports.com. For Paul, I'm Jason. Thanks for watching.